called Trump an illegitimate president who would not have won without irregularities.
He wouldn't have won without irregularities. That's absolutely true, right? Without his intervention, without the DNC leaks in the Wait, what part of that is not true?
Oh, I just think that that's election, and I don't engage in that.
Hold on.
True.
What would it take for you to convince you that Donald Trump knew that he lost the election?
What would it take to convince you that he didn't?
What would it take to convince me that I already said, like, if he was filing legitimate court cases with some kind of evidence and strong, like, claims, if he hadn't engaged in behavior a year beforehand, saying that it was going to be before it even happened, if he hadn't denied.
Wait, hold up. So a year in advance, Trump can see into the future, and that's why he decided to do that, and that's why you think he's lying.
This is the issue, right? So there is no second order conversation.
What do you mean? She acknowledged it like 3 different times.
Do you acknowledge that Marjorie Taylor Greene was a QAnoner?
She has said that she used to believe some very sketchy things and no longer believes them. Yeah, I think.
Look at that. Acknowledged right there. Bro, acknowledged right there.
That's true.
So she used to be a QAnoner, right?
Ask the same question again as if she didn't answer the question. What?
Like, what could Trump possibly have done in your mind?
I look at him like he thinks he won and he thinks it was stolen from him, just like Hillary Clinton thinks she won in 2016 and thinks it was stolen from her.
But Hillary never said that. Hillary never engaged in any criminal conspiracy.
Well, she did.
She never said she thought she won.
I agree with you that she behaved better.
No, it's not behave better. She didn't, categorically. It's not the same.
She called Trump an illegitimate president who would not have won without irregularities.
He wouldn't have won without irregularities. That's absolutely true, right? Without his intervention, without the DNC leaks in the Wait, what part of that is not true?
Oh, I just think that election didn't fail, and I don't engage in that.
Hold on.
True. Bro, the reason why this is so hypocritical. Oh my God. It's just rich coming from this guy. It's kind of hypocritical because, like, he'll debate and destroy people on the and call them, like, delusional for believing the 2020 thing. But when people question the 2016 one, well, it's a different story. Well, it actually, Hillary might have had a point. Like, come on now. Like, where was this, like, good faith response or charitable response for the people of 2020? But then you're gonna say, like, 2016, maybe there's some validity there. I'm like, okay, all right, Destiny.
Wait, I'm sorry. Do you think that the leaking of the hacked material from the DNC had absolutely zero impact on the election? It was a very close election.
No one ever said that. You're debating nobody.
Yeah, I think people felt really strongly that they wanted Donald Trump to be president. Yeah.
Wait. So you don't? But you think that the Hunter Biden laptop story?
Here's the difference. No, I don't think that changed the outcome of the election. Here's the difference.
Bro, like he's so, like, Twitter brain rotted for what he thinks people think. Like, she hasn't said anything about this. He keeps assuming that she believes these things, and then she says, "No, I don't believe that." And then she's like, "No, I don't believe that." Like, why do you keep assuming things? Come on, Destiny. Why do you keep assuming these? I'm trying so hard not to swear.
This guy, man.
Yeah, literally, this guy. Come on now.
Between us, like, you're very smart, and so you think most people are much dumber than you, which is probably true. And I am not very smart, and so I think I'm like everybody else. And so it doesn't occur to me that somebody would be fooled by a social media post that I would never be fooled by. Like, I just can't imagine that.
You're aware that like a quarter of conservatives, a quarter of Republicans believe that there's a high-level satanic pedophile sex cult in the Democratic Party. A quarter of conservatives believe that. You know that, like, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a QAnon.
Bro, this guy lives in, like, this guy is in another planet. Like, what? A quarter of them? Bro, what?
She believed in the Hawaiian Jewish space lasers. Like,
I mean.
Wait, do you acknowledge either of those things are true? That a quarter of conservatives.
I admire Marjorie Taylor Greene a lot.
What is this guy even talking about?
Do you acknowledge that Marjorie Taylor Greene was a QAnoner?
She has said that she used to believe some very sketchy things and no longer believes them. Yeah, I think that's true.
So she used to be a QAnoner, right? That believed in satanic sex cults.
Here's the thing.
You won't even acknowledge this. This is the issue, right? So there is no second or third order conversation. We don't live in the same factual world.
What do you mean? She acknowledged it like 3 different times. Like, just because she doesn't say yes and move on, like, that's the only like she said, she responded to you like 3 times.
Do you acknowledge that Marjorie Taylor Greene was a QAnoner?
She has said that she used to believe some very sketchy things and no longer believes them. Yeah, I think.
Look at that. Acknowledged right there. Bro, acknowledged right there.
That's true.
So she used to be a QAnoner, right?
Ask the same question again as if she didn't answer the question. What?
Believed in satanic sex cults.
Here's the thing.
You won't even acknowledge this. This is the issue, right? So there is no second or third order conversation.
What do you mean? Okay, all right. Like, this guy, he's delusional. He's actually delusional. Like, just because she doesn't respond in the way that he wants her to respond, like, she's just dodging the question, apparently. Like, what?
Dude, we don't live in the same factual world. This is the whole issue that I'm having.
Okay, so I hope you're not feeling gaslighted. Please tell me if I'm not trying to not answer your question. I'm just trying to suggest, like, a different gloss on it, which is.
And she's being such good faith. Like, come on now. Why why are you acting so like retard? Honestly.
Yeah, QAnon is insane, right? There's people who believe that, right?
Like Marjorie Taylor Greene did, and probably still does.
Did and no longer does. Says she no longer does. But here's the
True.
thing. It turns out that there was an actual pedophile who was photographed and had very close relationships with a lot of people very high up in the Democratic Party, right?
Who? Epstein?
Yes.
Notice,
So-
why is the other side so silent on Donald Trump's appearance in pictures with Epstein?
And Donald Trump was in pictures with him. I'm not saying that
Yeah.
this is a justification.
Oh my god. And she literally just acknowledges it right there. There we go. Perfect. What, is that not good enough for him, I guess?
For QAnon,
Yeah,
which I
this
think
guy.
is also probably anti-Semitic in some ways. But what I am saying is that like a lot of the time, like they are onto something and they go too far. But what we've done in like, especially in elite leftist discourse is epic levels of gaslighting to make people feel insane for pointing out things that are real. And you know,
Wait.
It's funny because this lady is actually like a girl that's on the left. Like she's not conservative whatsoever. But the only thing that Destiny thinks is what makes someone a conservative is if they're gonna vote Trump. And since she's like on the fence of like voting Trump, Destiny's like, yeah, you're basically a conservative. You're basically a conservative. You are. You have to be Republican. Like, true. I'm like, bro. She literally talks about herself like in the we, in the sense of we. Like, we're together. We're on the same side. Come on, man. Like he's acting as if she's like on another planet. Like she doesn't exist in his worldview. And I'm like, the standards that Destiny has, like, there's a reason why no one, even people on the left, like, don't like him. Like, there's a reason why he's backed into a corner and kind of by himself with his little orbiters that chat with him sometimes. But there's a reason why he's not like in the mainstream media.
Wait, no, we're not. We're way divorced from the policy right now. What would it take for you to convince you that Donald Trump knew that he lost the election?
What would it take to convince you that he didn't?
What would it take to convince me that I already said, like, if he was filing legitimate court cases with some kind of evidence and strong like claims?
Legitimate court cases. What's your definition of what a legitimate court case is? Like, you're literally asking, oh, what would it take? A subjective take on what I think is a legitimate court case. And I'm like, how am I ever supposed to prove something that is be legitimate to you? Like, he's basically giving an answer that is impossible, because like what she thinks is a legitimate court case is completely different to what he thinks is a legitimate court case. His standards are just it's goalposty. It's garbage. Like when you think you have a good point on him, he's gonna like, well, actually, subjectively, I don't really feel that way, so I'm gonna use a word that's like that could be used very loosely and and say that you're wrong because it doesn't fit in this general loose word that I just came up with. You just gave me a subjective response as if I'm supposed to know how
Where's
you're
Harry?
supposed to feel.
I'm glad you watch him. I couldn't.
Yeah.
Trump knew that he lost the election. If he hadn't engaged in behavior a year beforehand, saying that it was rigged, that it was going to be rigged before it even happened, if he hadn't denied that.
So what? Like, wait, you're saying this is evidence against him believing that it was rigged in the first place? Wait, hold up. So a year in advance, Trump already knew that he was going to lose the election, and therefore that's why he started talking about how it's going to be rigged a year in advance. So Trump can see into the future, and that's why he decided to do that, and that's why you think he's lying. That is such a stretch. If anything, him talking about that in the past, like a year in the past, is just even more credible evidence to like he thinks that it's going to be stolen. So therefore, like he believed that. If he just randomly all of a sudden just started saying it after the election, then maybe it would be like, okay, yeah, he's just being a sore loser. He's kind of lying there. Like, but he started a year in advance. Like, wait, what? Like, that's supposed to be evidence to the contrary? No.
He denied the 2016 election results, by the way, that he won. He put together a commission to find voter fraud. They found none. They disbanded it.
I forgot about that.